Welcome. You're listening to Sports Econ 101, the show where we discuss sports topics from a business perspective. I'm your host, Edward Brown, along with my co-host, well-known radio sports personality, Bruce McGowan. Actually, he's off today. And Vern Glenn of CBS affiliate KPIX TV in San Francisco. Today's show is going to be really special because we're going to ask Vern the three sports figures that he would love to have at a barbecue. And we're going to talk about different sports with that. He's going to compare a little bit of baseball. We're going to have a little boxing and a little multi-sports, like a guy like Jim Thorpe. That'll be kind of interesting to hear about how Vern can imagine the conversation going. Also talk about Seantrel Henderson, who was dehydrated and he quit the combine. What are his chances of getting drafted in the NFL? By the way, we're also going to be asking sports trivia questions at every commercial break, and the questions are the vacations are not sponsored by the radio station, but by Lighthouse Resort and Marina. And the vacations are free. Their only request, a $75 cleaning fee to cover housekeeping expenses. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. Check them out. And you can listen to Sports Econ 101 on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Sports Byline USA, and CRN, along with many terrestrial stations around the country. The Kansas City Royals have started offering their fans something no other club can: water from the famed Kauffman Stadium fountains for a mere $19.99 per bottle. Kind of funny. Michelle Wie, is she finally maturing enough for the LPGA? She's now 24, and if you remember, she came out, I believe, when she was 13. Talk a little bit about Mitch Richmond and Sharunas Marshallonis making the Naismith Hall of Fame, but not really the regular Hall of Fame. We'll also talk about the umpires' accuracy with the new replay system in baseball. This segment of Sports Econ 101 is sponsored by Pacific Private Money, providing mortgage investments that are currently yielding 8% secured by real estate. It doesn't get any more conservative than that. Check them out at pacificprivatemoney.com. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Sports Econ 101, and we will be right back. Yeah, because we're in New York, a couple of stations in there. Here we go. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn.
Let me hear you.
Yeah, and Bruce is off again today, that rascal. And let's see, now, Vern, you were just mentioning to me about a bar called Finnerty's.
Yeah, it's called Finnerty's, and you audience in New York, you know all about Finnerty's because that is that down in Soho in Manhattan. That is the place to go. It's not only does it handle the New York crowd. I mean, look where it is. It's in New York, but for San Francisco Bay Area fans, that is owned and run by a couple of Bay Area guys, and they specifically show Bay Area teams at that bar. And when the Giants are going, that place is packed. I mean, they show Giants, Raiders, 49ers, A's, Sharks. It's incredible. And I've been over there, and it's so packed. I mean, you can't, if you don't show up early, you just can't get in. That place has got it going on.
But I can see in the Bay Area having, all New York teams, because, the Yankees and all that kind of
Well,
stuff.
there is a place like that. It's at 17th and Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Connecticut Yankee. You never been there?
No,
yeah.
I've been there. Okay, so, all right, so it's not that much of an anomaly.
Yeah. The Connecticut Yankee, I mean, that place is packed because they just show Northeast American teams.
Okay.
So if you're a fan of like the Connecticut Huskies recently in the NCAA tournament, if you really want to bond with the rest of your Husky alums, that would be the place to go, the Connecticut Yankee.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people from the Bay Area living in New York and vice versa.
Well, it's a transient place. Yeah. New York, San Francisco, a lot of people are from somewhere else. Yeah.
Very cool.
Finnerty's.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, moving in here, let's start off with a little golf. Michelle Wie.
What?
Michelle Wie.
Quiet, please.
Is she finally maturing enough for the LPGA? She's now 24. Can you believe it? She's 24 years old.
Wow. Remember her just like as a 300-yard driving little teenager that was 6 feet tall, still kind of growing into her own.
Yeah, didn't have a driver's license, for 2 more years.
Well, speaking of that, how about Lexi Thompson? She's 15 years old and won the first major of the year in women's golf. the old Dinosaur, the Nabisco Classic.
Yeah, this is wild. Isn't that just a little too much pressure for them though?
Well, not for Lexi Thompson. I mean, she was
She
able
won it,
she
yeah.
was able to handle it. Doesn't even have her driver's license, and she has an LPGA major in her resume.
Oh, how many under was she? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
But here's the pressure part, though, is going forward. Now she's under kind of the microscope, so to speak. You know, everyone's going to be expecting. That's kind of what happened with Michelle Wie. She came out like a house on fire, and then it seemed like the pressure got to her, and she just continued to sink.
I got 2 words for you: sports psychologist. And the LPGA and the PGA Tour is full of them. A lot of these top players have a sports psychologist on speed dial before every round, just to kind of get them kind of on the right plane, you know, the whole zen, just to get them, you know, at a temperament, at a, I don't know what the word is, the attitude level, whatever, you know, mentally ready, tough, sharp, to play their round.
It's like the trainer in boxing, like with Apollo Creed. You're the best. You're the best. No one can beat you. You can't touch you. You know? Well, because we did have a couple of sports psychologists on the show some weeks back, and I mean, I can definitely see that, especially at this age.
That's what they do. Yeah, and plus there's the maturity level. I mean, Michelle Wie is, you know, she's older and you would think wiser and kind of has a sense of. You know, this is what I have to do.
Well, especially now that she's been around for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different when someone just is a rookie and trying to get to know everybody.
So much happened so fast for her. She got the Nike deal. 60 Minutes did a thing on her. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, and she's attractive, and it's nice having the a little bit of the foreign, non-American part to her. Very cool.
Well, you know how American society it is. We build people up and knock them right down.
Well, that's back to the microscope. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a quick question for you. There's a little bit more Bay Area stuff, but that's okay. Why are Steph Curry and Klay Thompson known as the Splash Brothers?
Because normally, when their shots are falling, it just rips the court almost going through the hoop without even hitting the rim.
Oh, so
and several announcers, Chick Hearn being one of them, the legendary Lakers announcer used to always say splash when the ball would go through the hoop.
Ah.
Yeah. So when you and it almost makes when the chords kind of break a little bit as the ball kind of goes through, it almost resembles like a little splash.
Okay.
Effect.
Yeah, because it's funny because now that I think about it, their shots they do just hit nothing but
that. Yeah.
And it's interesting because when I was watching the Connecticut game against Kentucky
on Monday night,
Monday night, I was looking a week or so ago on with Napier and
Shabazz Napier,
and he reminded me of Steph Curry, a little step back jumper.
Yeah. And the thing with Curry, I mean his circus shots look like just like regular old, run of the mill shots.
Okay. Continue on with basketball a little bit. Mitch Richmond and Sharunas Marshalonis made the NBA Hall of Fame. Now, I can kind of see Mitch Richmond, little home, grown boy here for the Warriors. So that's our local team here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And his numbers were pretty darn good.
Was it the NBA Hall of Fame or the Naismith Hall of Fame?
You know what? It was the Naismith.
Okay, so the Naismith Hall of Fame is a little bit different. It's on your body of work. And Sharunas Marshalonis, he was the one that led that Lithuanian team in the Olympics to the gold medal game. It was the whole tie-dye shirt. Everybody was on the Lithuanian basketball team bandwagon at that team. I want to say, gosh, was it 1992? Maybe I want to say was it Barcelona? And they were just like the rage. And Sharunas Marshalonis, who was a Golden State Warrior, was the star of the team.
And he was good, but
there was a documentary made on him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because there was a Lithuanian issue with him and Vladi Divac. Vladi. But I'm trying to think. Okay, so specifically the Naismith Hall of Fame. how different is it? What you said it's on the body? What?
It's your whole body of work, college, professional. You know what you did, your impact on the game gets you into the James Naismith Hall of Fame. So a lot of every year there's like a laundry list of hopefuls for it, and it could be Tar Vanderveer of Stanford. It could be other coaches. It's not just professional basketball players that get in that. It's on your whole body of work and your contributions to the game of basketball.
Okay, well, what about you? You reported on the KPIX TV San Francisco on TV.
Well, there might be a broadcaster's wing, but I ain't coming near that unless I pay for a ticket for admission.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because I was thinking, well, okay, Sharice was good, but I'm thinking Hall of Fame?
No.
And same thing with Rich Richmond. I mean, he was good, but I wouldn't say he's a regular Hall of Famer. Okay, we're going to cut to our first commercial break, and the theme is basketball. Okay, which NBA player recorded an astounding total of 39 free throw attempts in a single NBA playoff game?
39 free throw attempts.
Now, here's the hint. It was the year 2000. Okay.
Year 2000.
The first three emails with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Email Edward@sports.
Household name?
Yes.
Household name.
Household name. Yeah. That's always a good question to ask me. Hey, have I ever heard of this guy? Here is the trivia question again. Which NBA player recorded an astounding total of 39 free throw attempts in a single NBA playoff game in the year 2000? Don't touch that dial. Sports Econ 101. We'll be right back.
That's a tough one. Because I could have been first round, second round, championship, could have been conference championship, could have been.
Yeah, and yes, you will have heard of this person.
39 free throw attempts in the year 2000. Went to the line 39 times in an NBA playoff game.
I'm trying to think of who's the guy who did like 23 in a row. I'm trying to remember. It was
like Rick Barry, somebody like that. I mean,
no.
Recently?
No. This is about 15 years ago.
Which means he kept getting fouled, kept getting put on the line, I guess.
Oh, and I do want to get into. Remember last week Bruce said we should have like something like who would be the three players you'd like to.
Oh, have over for dinner? Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I don't know if you.
Yeah, I'll give you some off the top of my head. Just throw the question out. We'll just spitball.
Okay. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with my co-host, Vern Glenn.
Still thinking, yes.
Bruce is off today. Again, the theme, we're talking about basketball here. First trivia question was, which NBA player recorded an astounding total of 39 free throw attempts in a single NBA playoff game? Hint was the year 2000. Now, off the air, what were you thinking out loud? What were you saying?
I was of possible people.
Yeah, just what
well, I was thinking either if the player was really good, he probably wouldn't have been fouled that many times to get to the line.
Yes.
So it probably would have been somebody that you want to hack, that you want up there.
Yes.
So then I started thinking about people like Shaq.
That's it.
Oh, really?
Very good. Okay.
Hack-a-Shaq.
It was amazing. It was like I was watching Sherlock Holmes here as you started to put the puzzle pieces together. Very good. I'm impressed.
All right.
Okay. Strange little thing here. The Kansas City Royals have started offering their fans something no other club can. Water from the famed Kauffman Stadium fountains. It's the very lifeblood of the park, and it's only $19.99 a bottle. So Kansas City.
This is drinkable water.
Well, no, they're telling you probably shouldn't drink it because if you notice, people jump into the water.
Yeah, all the time.
But I thought that.
So they're going to give you for $19. You can have water from the Kauffman Field fountain.
It's sort of like like a Fiji water bottle type
Right,
of thing.
right.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of funny. I guess it's got
$19. You got to give me something I can drink at least. Wow.
Because I had heard that most water, that's filtered. Really, now this is just what I heard. It's just basically a garden hose water just put through the filter.
Yeah, well, because nobody will know. I mean, who's gonna?
Yeah. As long as you take the.
Who's gonna break out their chemistry set? Hold on.
Yeah, test this. But Fiji water.
If the dye is red, then
that's right.
Not filtered.
All I care is if it tastes okay.
Right, exactly.
In fact, now my son went to Fiji, and there really is the Fiji water. The water really does.
Real legitimate Fiji. Okay.
Fiji water.
All right.
Okay. Moving on here. Let's see here. Seantrel Henderson. He was dehydrated, so he quits the combine. What are his chances of getting drafted in the NFL?
Well, it all kind of depends. I mean, teams that want to grade on toughness, that want to grade, there's just so many intangibles out there. I mean, the guy's dehydrated, so he probably feels, hey, I cannot perform at peak performance if I'm going to be dehydrated. I need to sit out and perform for you. When I'm ready. These guys at the combine, they're poked, they're prodded. If you show a history of being dehydrated when you were 5 years old, they're going to know about it. I mean, oh my gosh, they know when you broke your pinky finger falling out of a crib when you were 2. They know about it.
Now, is that because they ask for all the medical records from years ago?
Yeah, they research you. They tap in everything. They get your permission and of course, what star is going to go? Nope. Woodwood Memorial 19. No, those records are sealed. No, they're not gonna do that.
That's fine. And so is the paycheck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I tell you the big issue now with the NFL draft, some 3 weeks and change away. A lot of teams aren't thrilled with the draft being in May as opposed to it traditionally being in April, because that first camp comes around really quick, that first mini camp.
Yeah.
And so by having the draft in May, they lose about a week and a half of these new guys coming in NFL shape. And as opposed to, I mean, it's great if you can, run fast and jump high and do this agility drill, but to be in NFL shape, running routes, patterns, they just lose a week of prep time when these teams try to bring you in to get you acclimated to their system, and that's it's become a bigger issue than you think.
So they don't stay in shape.
No. I mean, no. They're in shape.
Yeah.
They're in shape. I mean, the point being is, now that there's such a year-round business, there's guys that have coaches just to get them in shape to run their 40, or to get them in shape to do their vertical jump, just for that. I mean but that's not NFL shape.
Who pays for that?
Well, usually by then you've signed with an agent. You're drawing from some sort of like a line of credit, type thing. Usually, a lot of times the agent arranges, these coaches, because it's all an investment, Edward.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So the team's not paying for it.
No, heck no, because you haven't been drafted yet.
No.
You are investing in your client's future, and the most you can make, the most is coming to me, the agent. So I understand why it's done, but when I'm talking about NFL shape, I'm talking about these guys getting in their system, getting that playbook, learning the offense, learning the defense, really going to real work to get acclimated to whatever system you're drafted in. So they lose it by having to start just a little bit later than it normally would.
Wow. Well, I think one of the earlier shows we talked about, I can't remember if it was Bill Romanowski or one of these other guys who spent like $600,000 a year on stuff.
I did that story. Romanowski, he was about $250,000 in just to get his body ready week to week. being a linebacker, especially middle linebacker, with
massages,
with 60 head-on collisions a game. Right after the game, I've seen it. The masseuse comes in with his or her table, go right in the back of the training room, fold it out, get ready, and then he goes right back there, works on them for a good solid hour. Some guys go home and the masseuse comes to their home and works on them there.
Sure. Yeah.
But they
gotta have other things, because that doesn't cost $250,000. I mean, we're trying to think of what else there'd be. Supplements and
well, Romanowski would he'd walk around with a little briefcase full of pills and supplements.
You know what? When you're interviewing him, does he give you a massage too, or do you get an extra woman?
No. I don't. I only get as close as the microphone will allow.
That's probably a safe distance.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Moving on here. The umpires' accuracy. There's a little thing here in Sports Illustrated I thought was interesting. It said here 82% umpires' accuracy rate through the first month of spring training on calls reviewed under the instant replay system being implemented this season. 45 of the first 55 reviews upheld the field umps' original calls. It took a while for the first replay overturned. The umps went 19 for 19 in camp before a call was changed.
Yeah, but now the regular season has started. I wonder what those figures are now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but are you a little surprised that there have been so many calls,
Yeah.
so many calls for a review? Maybe because the manager knows he has it in his pocket. Maybe it's just waiting for the moment to kind of pull it out. But I mean, there seem to be at least a couple of games, and each one, is around 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're a pitcher, I mean, that's a lot of time to be standing around there before you throw your next pitch.
That's a very good point. They may want to do something like that. Call for a replay just to kind of slow the pitcher down. But I think the Giants, I remember watching a game where it's like they called it a little too soon, and then when they really needed the play to get replayed.
Bochy was out of challenges.
Yeah. So what's the rule? You get
one.
You get one. But if you're correct, you get a
exactly. But if you get one and you lose, and then that's it. And the other issue is, these guys are back in the office in New York reviewing the play that you called on. So there could be 8-9 guys in there, and I know one review, it took so long because these guys were too busy looking at a review from another game. So I don't know whether you need an operator going,
How much time does
we'll get to you in 3.
How much time does a coach have to make the decision? I mean, they don't have a yellow flag, right?
Oh, a manager?
Yeah.
I don't know. That again.
I'm trying to think of what do they don't have like a red flag to throw out there. What do they have?
I think you just verbally. Go, hey, I want to challenge that.
Yeah.
Like, I think you have to go out there and tell the head on.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Moving on, we're gonna cut to our second commercial break.
Already?
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. It goes pretty quickly here. And when we come back, one of the things we want to talk about just for fun is your top 3 people, sports guys who
living or dead.
Yeah, living or dead.
3 people that I would have over
for a barbecue. Just like
over a barbecue.
Just the most interesting.
3 sports figures, living or dead, that I would have over for a cookout.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now you have the advantage over a lot of people because you've actually interviewed a lot of people. So,
some of them are dead now.
Some of them are dead.
Yeah.
That's true. Or people you never interviewed, but
but always wanted to. Exactly.
Okay, so I'll give you credit for the first one. You got Shaq. That was a good one. Okay, The theme is basketball. In 1984, Adrian Dantley made 28 free throws to take place alongside which NBA player? So who was the other player who did 28 free throws?
28 in a row?
No, it doesn't say in a row.
He hit 28 free throws.
There was somebody, I'm trying to remember now, I'll have to look this up, who made like 23 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was power forward or something. Anyway, okay, the first three emails with the correct answer win a free 3-day to United States Lighthouse Resort. Email edward@sportsecon101.com. The answer to this question. In 1984, Adrian Dantley made 28 free throws to take place alongside which NBA player?
Is that other player in the Hall of Fame?
Yes. I'm 99% sure he is. Okay, don't touch that dial. Sports Econ 101. We'll be right back. Who was that? He played for, I think, who played for the Atlanta Hawks?
Played for the
who was, either a power forward or center.
Oh, Dominic Wilkins?
Yes, I think he was the one who did like 23 in a row.
Huh?
I think it was him.
The human highlight film. That's what they used to call
him. Really? He was awesome.
Yeah.
I still like to watch. Come on, who's going to use to shatter the backboards?
Oh, Daryl Dawkins.
Daryl Dawkins.
Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah, that's right. Chocolate Thunder.
Did you see the? Are you? I don't know if we talk. Do you watch the Game of Thrones? You do not.
I haven't seen it. So much of these I need to start watching.
What about the following?
No,
what about the Americans?
No, it's, for some reason I just get so.
What about 24?
You know what?
I think I recommended that to you.
You did, and I know that's with
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, and then let's see, they did it. Then they took a break. They came back or something.
It was on for 7 seasons, and then they chose to end the show.
Yeah.
And now it's coming back in May. It's like a 12 series event.
When they went off the air, did they like kill them off or something? Or they just
they didn't kill
it
them.
Open?
No, they didn't kill them. Left it open. Because that show was so hot, there was talk of a 24 movie, and it never materialized.
Yeah, you think so? Because aren't they still coming out with Entourage movie or something?
It's in production.
Yeah, but not the original cast. You guys getting kind of old now. I mean, right? You got the Adrian Grenier and.
No, they all look basically the same. It's only been off the air. How many years been off the air? 2, 3?
Oh, I guess it started off. They were really young, and then they. Yeah.
So long as they have Vinny Chase and Ari Gold, that's your show. You know.
Hey.
Oh, and Johnny Drama.
Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess anybody can play Turtle. Okay. Maybe we can take the whole, because I don't have. Yeah, putting all this stuff together. That was all I had, except for this.
Oh, okay.
So we can get into that. And shoot the breeze for the rest of the time. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host. Bruce is off today, but of course we have Vern Glenn.
What's up, America?
In the studio here. Okay, here is our second commercial break trivia question. Again, the theme is basketball. In 1984, Adrian Dantley made 28 free throws to take place alongside which NBA player? And you had asked if he was in the Hall of Fame, and I said I'm 99.999% sure. Yes.
Well, the guy I'm thinking about, you would 100% know. My first thought was, it had to be pre-84 if AD was the second guy to do it.
That's right. Narrowing it down.
Boy, you get to the line that many times. 28 in a game. It's got to be like a guard.
No, he wasn't a guard.
Guard forward, maybe?
No.
A center.
A center.
28. Okay, now, oh boy. Bill Russell?
No, you're close.
Yeah.
Come on, who else was a big man right around that time? Come on, you know.
Wilt Chamberlain?
Yes,
Wilt Chamberlain hit 28 a game?
Yeah, because if you remember.
Oh, this was the 100-point game.
100-point
game.
Yeah. And
1962.
That's it.
Yeah.
The thing that was amazing about it was that he made 28 out of 32. He was 88%, which ordinarily, what was he, about 35%?
Right.
Something terrible, but that
Philadelphia
was the one
Warriors against the New York Knicks in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Well, and if you think about it, his 100-point game, I mean, him making 28 free throws, if he didn't make
That's
that
amazing.
many, he wouldn't have hit the 100-point mark.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing on that. So we're going to shift gears here. We're going to have a little fun. just a kind of a fun little barbecue question. Who would be?
It's one of these riding down the road kind of questions.
Yeah,
When you're like spitballing, you're talking about sports, and in fact, the listening audience probably has their own little list. We had talked about before the break of the 3 athletes, living or dead, that you would have over for a cookout.
Yeah.
And so you think of the factors. Okay, who's going to get along? Who's going to you want the cookout to be entertaining, so you want somebody that's going to be able to tell stories and kind of liven the cookout, because that's really kind of when you're having a cookout. I mean, the people that are there pretty much make the party, I think.
Okay, that's an interesting way to look at it. I was thinking of just generally just 3 different people, different times. But I actually like your idea better because
I thought you meant single cookout. Let's say I'm having a cookout this Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have the power to bring people back from the dead to attend this cookout.
Well, okay, let me go first on this because actually this is why I was thinking about like just 2 people specifically. One was going to be Cap Anson and someone like Josh Gibson or even maybe Jackie Robinson, because Cap Anson was the main reason why black people were banned from baseball for all of those years. And then when you have the Negro Leagues, guys like Josh Gibson, were what they call the Black Babe Ruth.
Yes.
Right? So it would have been interesting to have, not that I'm a fan of Cap Anson, even though it was Hall of Fame, 3,000 hits and all that, and he played, 1880s and whatever, 70s. But, the fact of him with his attitude, to kind of say, okay, now let you guys just kind of talk, and let's show you what Josh Gibson did.
Right.
And then, for him to kind of say, I'd like to see the humility come out in something like that. So it's total different than just I'd like to talk to, of course, for me, Willie Mays was the man. So I'd love to, talk to him because he was a very intelligent baseball player, and I've heard all kinds of fun stories about how he would, notice, some story where Willie Mays was saying about how, he noticed the catcher was having problems with his left foot. So when he came in to slide, he'd purposely slide a certain way. I mean, it's like he's calculating all this while he's on the base path.
Right.
But go ahead, you take it off. Take it away.
Well, I gravitate toward the personalities. Okay, so I was thinking before, I need to have people over, where there's going to be a lot of laughs, there's going to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of dialogue. Not just me, holding a burger off a grill, going, "Here you go, Mister." I want to initiate, good discussion, good, just a good old time. So, my first thought was Babe Ruth, because of Ruth's personality. Walks in a room, lights it up, got a million stories. People gravitated to him. People laughed. After all, come on, it's Babe Ruth, The other guy I'd like to have over for my cookout would probably be, I'm going to go Jack Johnson.
Oh, yeah, sure. 1908.
The heavyweight champion of the world. Because here's another guy, million stories. I would love to know about what it's like to have been such a dominant, well-known figure in a white world and having to deal with that,
and having a white girlfriend.
Oh yeah, the womanizing, wife, girlfriend, goma, whatever, and
that was pretty ballsy.
Exactly, yeah, and I'm just fascinated. They go 20 some odd rounds, something that bare knuckle almost like, and just knock a guy out of the ring, and the crowd picks up the guy, throws him back in the ring. It's just, I'm just curious to know what was, and then his famous story about how he had $100 and he was speeding to go from one city, and the cop pulled him over and said, "I'm gonna write you a ticket. It's gonna be $50 just to stick it to him." It's Jack Johnson, and he gives him $100 and says, "Yeah, here's $100 because I'll be going back the same way."
Okay, so
going just as fast.
Well, so now a guy like that, with all the races and all that kind of stuff, he obviously made a lot of money to be able to afford $100.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
And you know economics better than I do. I don't know what $100 in 1908 would be today. $1,000?
At least.
Yeah.
No more than that.
Yeah. So and plus the dynamic, if he's sitting there with Ruth, maybe they probably knew each other, knew who they were, and Ruth,
that's right.
Because Ruth played in a league that had no blacks.
Yeah.
And you had Johnson, and just I'm just curious. I mean, there was some radio back then, but not how it is today. Certainly no television.
No, and of course,
And
Johnson would say, "Okay, Ruth, young man."
Yeah.
Because he was older, probably. Yeah.
So you get those stories. Then you bring in Willie Mays.
Yeah.
As my closer.
Yeah.
And then so you got stories of Mays from a little bit later on in the century. From his playing days, and just can you imagine Mays and Ruth at the same picnic table, just trading strategies on hitting. What do they hit? How heavy was the bat? Why they liked it? Where they put the pine tar? Glove? No glove?
That's what I love about baseball is that.
Hey, babe, babe, I'll put you on the mound because you were a Hall of Fame type pitcher.
Yeah.
How would you have pitched me? No, I would have hit you. It would all kinds of smack, trash talking. I think that would be a fabulous cookout.
I like those choices for actually.
Now tomorrow I could have a different answer.
Sure.
And that's the beauty of the question.
Yeah. And it might be, again, that's for baseball, which I really appreciate because the game, except for the dead ball era, the game itself hasn't really changed that much. It's still 90 feet between the bases.
Yep.
And it's the same pitcher's mound. The base of the ball hasn't really changed, and the bats really haven't changed. So it's just a matter of the strength of the players and et cetera. And then for basketball, it'd be kind of interesting to have someone again, I love the combination of new let's say Michael Jordan, and then the thing is basketball hasn't been around as long. So what do you get? I mean, Bob Cousy or or maybe Bill Russell or someone. I mean, I'm trying to think of who was a really good player in the John Havlicek. Someone like that maybe. I mean, that would be kind of interesting. But I'd love to. I think that the domination of NBA today dwarfs what happened in the 50s.
And here's a good one. You talk about groupings.
Yeah.
Here's another three. You could have Jim Thorpe.
Yeah. I was going to say
voted
football.
Greatest athlete of the first 50 years,
Yeah.
1900 to 1950.
Yeah.
Multiple sports, U.S. Olympian.
Yeah.
Great football player.
Uh-huh.
You could have Babe Dickerson, even today regarded as maybe the greatest female athlete ever.
Tennis.
She played tennis.
Yeah.
She played professional golf. I mean, she could do.
Oh, that's
She
right.
could do anything. Yeah. And then you could have Bo Jackson.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That would be cool. That would be
Awesome.
great. Yeah.
I like that, especially so Bo and
Baseball,
Mark, we talk about
football. I mean, it'd be awesome. I mean, there's no wrong answer.
Yeah. No, I really like that. And I like the old time football. Of course, Thorpe, you're going really, really far back. But you get someone, let's say like Bronco Nagurski.
Yeah.
Or Red Grange.
Mm-hmm.
Someone just a real powerhouse who dominated the game then. And then God, think about Bo Jackson. That guy, Mr. Stud.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome. I still remember it. I for whatever reason, I cannot find it on YouTube. If I remember correctly, there was a play he made where he's playing the outfield. There's a guy on third base. He goes up on the wall.
Yeah.
Reaches up, makes the catch, but he makes the throw on the way down. Not lands on the ground and then throws the ball. If I remember correctly, there was one where he threw it when he was.
I don't remember him throwing it while he was running up the wall to make the catch.
Yeah, he makes the catch.
I remember the catch, but I don't remember the relay throw in. But I am awestruck by the catch.
Yeah.
By him just running up there.
Yeah. I mean,
like it's some sort of a high bank curve.
Yeah.
The way he ran up to go get it.
I mean, honestly, I must be wrong because you would think that would be. I mean, that would be like the greatest ever to be able to go up a wall and still throw it 300 feet while you're up in the air coming down. I just don't know that. But there is.
But if anybody could do it, it's Bo Jackson.
He was definitely the man. In fact, just for fun, I'll remind the audience of this one story that this week in baseball. Remember
Mel Allen?
So I don't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember who the catcher was, but there was a guy on second base. Hit goes to left field. Runner comes around third. comes in from the left fielder, collision at the plate. The guy breaks his leg. Okay, the catcher breaks his leg, but he tags out the runner from second to third, coming home, right? Well, the base hit, the guy, had already gone to the batter had already gone to second base, and he kind of sees that the catcher's he looks like he's not really, there's something wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he takes off for third. The catcher with a broken leg throws the ball. I mean,
probably doesn't know it's broken at the time.
Yeah, well,
the adrenaline,
but he knew he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Okay, throws the ball to third, but because of the way he was positioned, it was a terrible throw. Goes into left field. The
runner keeps going.
The runner goes, ball's in outfield. I'm going home.
Yeah.
He's coming home. The left fielder isn't really paying attention because again the thing is, we've got guys running from third. I got to throw it home. So he throws it home while the catcher is on the ground writhing in pain. The batter now is coming around home. The ball takes one bounce. The catcher reaches up, catches the ball, and tags the runner before he crosses the plate. He makes 2 outs, and then they take him away on a stretcher.
Wow.
You got to look that play up.
Is that your leading candidate for I can't believe I just saw that?
Yes, that is definitely that one. Okay, here is our third and final commercial break trivia question. Again, the theme is basketball. This is kind of an interesting one. Which MVP player in 1981 and 82 won the MVP again in 1983 with a different team? Okay. The first 3 emails with the correct answer win a free 3-day 2-night stay at Lighthouse Resort. Email Edward at sportsecon101.com.
NBA?
NBA, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the theme. It's basketball, NBA. Which MVP player in the 1981-82 years won the MVP again the very next year, 1983, but with a different team? Okay? Don't touch that dial. At sportsecon101.com, we're going to give you the answer to that question and some closing thoughts. And I know you've heard of this player.
MVP. So in the 81-82 season, he was the MVP for an NBA team, not an ABA, an NBA team?
NBA, yeah, because this is 81-82, so it's right. So basically, I mean, it's not a trick question.
In 83 and wins MVP again.
Again with a different team.
Wow. That's right dead smack in the early stages of the Bird Magic Johnson era.
That's true. Yeah.
I think I know the answer. I think I know the answer.
I like your 3 guys.
I could go on and on about that.
We'll have to do that again
with
because
the groupings.
That's definitely a fun one. Okay, here we go. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn.
What's up?
Okay, Bruce McGowan is off today when we have the third and final commercial break trivia question. The theme is basketball. Which MVP player in the 1981-82 won the MVP again in 1983 with a different team?
I'm going to guess Moses Malone.
You are correct.
All right.
You're the man, and I did not even see you go onto the internet.
I did not go to notes.
How did you know that? Okay, give me the teams.
I think 81, 82, I think he was with... Wait. 81, 82.
Come on. Who does
Sixers?
That was the 83 team.
Oh, Houston Rockets.
Yes.
Then. Okay. All right. Yeah.
You didn't look at my notes, did you?
No. I'll tell you what I know about Moses Malone. He as far as like my childhood generation goes, he was the first that I knew of. He may have been the first to go straight from high school to the NBA.
Okay, Sean Kemp was the first one I
Was it
remember.
Sean Kemp? But from where I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, Moses Malone was from Petersburg, Virginia,
Oh, okay.
which is about 20 minutes outside of Richmond. And so in my region where I grew up, it was it was a really big deal.
Sure.
Everybody knew who Moses Malone was, and I think he started off in the ABA, and then ended up going to the NBA when the ABA kind of crashed and burned.
Yeah, when did they merge? Or did they merge?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
75?
yeah, they merged. I'm not sure of the
Something
year.
Okay.
But his famous when I believe when he was with the Houston Rockets when they were rolling through the playoffs, somebody asked his prediction for getting it done, and his response was faux, meaning they would win one series in 4 games, another series in 4 games, and the final for faux.
All right, here's our thoughts of the day. The Stanley Cup originally was only 7.5 inches high.
Really?
Didn't you know that?
Well, I guess size matters.
Exactly. And I can't believe this one either. No high jumper has ever been able to stay off the ground for more than 1 second. That surprises me.
That does surprise me.
Not pole vault, but high jump.
Yeah.
Okay, tune in next week to Sports Econ 101. We're going to be discussing sports topics from a business perspective and giving away more vacations for answering trivia questions. Sports trivia questions. Thanks for listening on behalf of our team. I'm your host, Edward Brown. We'll see you next week.
Good night, America.
So long.